Hello, my friends. Today I'm out on my back porch, and I know I promised that after a week I would come back and show you what I did with the shoe boxes, and it ended up that was June 2nd and this is June 30th. So 4 weeks later, 4 weeks have slipped by my mind, and I needed to come in and give these guys a look-see. Now, this was the side that I had used the packing peanuts. You know, those peanuts that if they look like a peanut, but the difference is instead of being styrofoam, if they get wet, they just it's a corn starch base. And for anybody who has ever been to a carnival and gotten candy, sugar crystallized, you know that cotton candy, you know that when it gets wet, it goes down to nothing. Well, these peanuts, they did take a while to disappear, but they really did go out. Last week, the only time I really checked on them was last week. I came in and I was really concerned, so I gave them a little bit of a spray, and I also sprinkled some cornstarch on them, some cornmeal on them. And so that was my only addition to this. But this is the side that had I had used some of this packing stuff that we all use, and it's just shredded cardboard, and I had put some of that in with this side, and then the other side then got the packing peanuts. And so I was a little concerned. I thought, gee, I hope they're still alive after 4 weeks. Who knows what would happen. I have kept them inside, so the temperature has been pretty much a consistent 79, 78 degrees. So let's just check this side first, and we will see if we have any worms left, actually. I put in, the last time we were here, if you go back 4 weeks, you'll see that I did a pretty heavy feeding. It was, oh, there's some watermelon, and the cornmeal, and I think I gave them some, did I give them anything else? Was there bird seed? And of course they always get eggshells. Let me just put it on my other glove here. By the way, these are the best gloves. If you buy through Gardener Supply, oops, these are fresh out of the box because I wanted clean gloves. But if you go through Gardener Supply, they're really great. They're nice and clean. They're easy to clean up, and they really hug your hand, and they give you some nice protection. So let's just see what we can do here. Let me just use a smaller fork, because this is really, feels like there's definitely some worms. You can see there's nice adult, almost. He's almost got his "Hey girls, look at me" collar. Let's see what else we have down here. It's amazing how long it takes that paper to break down. Here's another little one. I think I started out with about 50 or 60 on each side. That almost looks like a worm ball, and you can see that there's some pretty decent sized worms. They're not babies. Well, there's one. Like I said, I've had these in the house, and haven't had any real major issues. I am seeing like some little black gnatty bugs on it, and I tried using a little bit of diatomaceous earth, and I sprayed them with neem oil. I'm seeing worms, but I mean, this really looks like finished worm castings. I mean, I could go through here, I think, and pull out the worms. and begin again. You see very little egg shell in that. And other than a few pieces of, let me just push that over a minute. Other than a few pieces of paper, I really don't see anything else that hasn't been digested. The watermelon that's gone. This is cornmeal, I can tell. These are so small. It's really too small to do this. I mean, it was just a fun project that I had. Nice size. I'm seeing more worms in this size. I would say definitely more than 50. Yes, I could. I could probably harvest this. Beautiful castings. My goodness. This was the only thing that was left on top. I had like a corrugated piece of paper, and I didn't really see that at all. Look at these guys. Nice castings. And then I could take that and make some beautiful worm tea out of it, couldn't I? You guys have followed me on that. You know how simple it is to make worm tea, just using the worm castings and some fresh water, some rainwater, and then a couple tablespoons of molasses that's unsulfured, and that's it. You put it in a little bag. Oh, look, somebody's doing something when I'm not looking. They're having babies in here. I don't know. I'm tempted. Let's just see the other side. All right, everybody on this bin off. Everybody off the bus. Okay, let's pull this side over. And let me switch sides. See what I can do over here. Now, I did tell you that I came in and I added a little bit of water and I added a little bit of cornmeal to it. And you can see that they really didn't seem to come up and partake. So let me just move that off to the side. I think it just got very dry over here. See what we got. See which side did we start on. So let's start over here, just like we did on the other one. See, there's one of those little bugs. They're not many, but they're enough to be annoying. Of course, for me, that's, you know, the number one is they're annoying. This side seems drier. Interesting. Trying not, and this side seems higher. How odd. I would have thought that would have broken down to nothing. But there's worms. And a little more crumbly. Look at that. Ooh, that's some really nice. Again, very little eggshell left in here. But there's the cornmeal. And it feels crumbly, like I just said. I'm wondering if those are just the remnants of the peanuts. There's like some little tiny pieces. there were far more worms over on the other side, unless I hit a batch here soon. Yeah, I'm finding a few, but I'm not seeing many. Very dry. Very dry. It's like it sucked all the moisture out from those peanuts. Let's see, do we look like we're adults and we're just tiny, or what's the deal? See what I'm saying? Beautiful, nice color. All wigglers. All wigglers all the time. We should all have a wiggler in our life. Come here, baby. There you go. They're still moving. They seem healthy. I mean, if you had to go on vacation and you had to leave them for a month, I'm guessing I have the original 50 and there's not too many more. You can see more and more and more. Well, you know what? I'm going to be lazy about this because it is in the low 80s already. It's still early morning. And the humidity is also almost 80%. And so I'm going to, both sides, well, remember that the right side is the corn starch peanut side. And we are going to, excuse me, give them just a little bit of bedding. On both sides. I mean, I only did the peanuts one time, so that was the only difference. And we're going to give them a little wet. Not much. Enough to wet them down, make them happy. Hope everybody's having a great day, by the way. Last day of June. Last day of the first half of the month. First half of the year. I mean, can you believe that it has gone so quickly? Okay, so we gave it that. And let's give them a little bit of food. And this is going to be, this is just bananas and strawberry chops. And they were frozen. And I've just let them thaw out a little bit because I think they will enjoy it being cool. Don't you wonder if they're in there going, oh, thank goodness. The slushy truck arrived. Oh. Remember that little bell? Anybody who lives in America, I don't think they can hear that little bell or hear the music from the ice cream truck and not know exactly what's going on. Even the dogs in the neighborhood seemed to know what was happening. Again, just a little bit of the cornmeal, just to bulk them up a little bit. And then a little bit of eggshell for their grit, for their gizzard. and a little bit of coffee grounds, which acts as a food for them. Okay, and then that's it. I'm just going to spray this one more time. Make sure that these guys especially have enough on them. And I think, my friends, that is going to be it for this particular video. It's been much too long already, so I'm just going to put these back on and say that it really doesn't matter. I mean, I think I've proved that you actually can keep worms in a tiny little shoebox like this. If you've got a dormitory or something like that where you're just or you want to do a science project with the kids, this would be a great size that you could have, you know, the bigger kids against the little kids, or each kid could have their own and try it. So anyway, that was all I wanted to show you, and I hope everybody has a great day and that you will come back and see me. And I promise I will do this in less than 4 weeks. So take care, everybody, and remember, garden what you've got. See you real soon. Bye-bye.